So, since the last episode, a little bit of bad news. While taking the dogs for a walk, I've jarred my knee somehow. And what I didn't tell you before was at the end of August, I did have a motorbike accident in Scotland. We were on holiday and I hit a patch of diesel, and as any biker will tell you, it's deadly. Just took my back wheel out and I went down hard. And so massive bruising, but it didn't seem to really affect me. I mean, I rode another 1,000 miles after that and I got home okay, but this obviously has been set off, and now my knee has swollen to the size of a grapefruit. And the doctor has told me I've got to keep an ice pack on it. I've got to keep it elevated. So for my work at home for the Wildlife Trust, I have been working in the office. I've got this little setup here I've got under the desk. So my knee's all packed, and I've got that stool there which allows me to at least get to my keyboard and type and do my normal work, but I cannot get the piano over the top of my leg, so I can't actually play the piano at the moment. But hopefully that's going to clear up. And at the moment what I'm looking at is, I've told Dorothy what's going on. We didn't get our tech meeting on the 20th in the end anyway, so I don't think I'm holding things up. I'm just hoping that I'll get a response to my email and that we've got another meeting coming up soon. So we'll see how we get on with that. Rare that it is the end of the month, and am I worried? Not really. I've worked to very tight deadlines before. There's still, a good 8 weeks-ish left, so let's see how we get on. But this is working to timescales, things happen. Right, I've had a couple of emails back from Dorothy, and the first one says that they've been rehearsing some of the dances in Act 3 just to get moves and scene changes and stuff like that done. I really want to get them away from the temp tracks as soon as possible, so they're using the Shostakovich waltz at the moment, and obviously it'd be arrogant of me to think I can better Shostakovich. So I need to get in there as early as possible, otherwise anything I come up with is going to be a pale comparison. The Gypsy one I haven't heard, so I have no idea what that's like. It'd be good to hear that. There's a copy of the script, the correct script. Now I've just learnt actually that there are different versions of the scripts for these plays. Now I just assumed that the Cherry Orchard is the Cherry Orchard and that's it, but no, there are different interpretations by different people. So it's definitely the one that I've got on my Kindle is different to the one that they're using, so it'd be interesting to pick up a hard copy of that. And there is the potential for a tech night next week, so I'll have to wait to hear whether that definitely happens, but that's essential for me because otherwise I can't mark up the script and know what cues I'm doing. So anyway, let's crack on. I want to get on with the music. Okay, so today's quite exciting because I got an email from Dorothy saying that there will be a tech meeting tonight, which will be my first chance to meet some of the crew. So Steph, who does the set design, Morris lights, and Tom, who is the sound engineer, will be there to start, but I think he's got to go off because they've got another event on, so he's got to sort that out. But I've got a printout copy of the script now, and this is the actual script that they'll be using rather than the version that I downloaded. And so what I'm hoping is that Dorothy will be able to go through me cue by cue, and I can get a really good idea of what we need. Because I am aware that we're now on the 25th of September, and I haven't actually done any music. So does that worry me? Not really. I would like to be further forward by now, but I know that I'm good at writing to time. So I've had to write 3 cues in an evening before now for a theatre production, so I am used to that. It's time constraint. As I say, I'm having to head over to Fram College now after work, so it's a good lesson in time management when you're doing these projects and you've got other commitments. Anyway, let's see how we get on. So that was a successful meeting. That was really interesting, speaking to the other people in the production, and also just hearing, the thoughts of the director. It's fascinating the way different people think. Different crafts, I guess. So I've marked out all the bits in the script where I've got to do any cues. I've also created a cue sheet here, which I'll be able to tick off as I go through. So I've got 7 cues to write. General notes is that it's about grief of returning from a very bad time in Paris. And the first act starts with a Scandi noirish intro, sort of anticipation of things to come. So that's my first cue. And then as we move through the script, there's very few that actually go over the dialogue. There is one in Act 1, and so that will be interesting because I'll have to be careful that I don't swamp the dialogue with music, but it's, I've been told, underpin the speech with sort of mournful grief type music. Most of them tend to link from one act to another. But we do have 2 dances, which was the waltz and also this gypsy folk thing, which I saw a video of at the college. I could do with getting hold of a copy of that, just so that I can get the tempos right and the style and everything, because I don't actually have that as a YouTube link. It was live video of the cast dancing to this track that was just playing in the background. Anyway, that sets me up. I actually, for the first time now, nearly 4 weeks on, feel that I know where I'm going with this, and the next stage is to actually start the music, which will be the interesting part. And I hope you'll join me on the next stage in this particular journey.